Thank you. And thank you to Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi and Susu Lang and everybody else who organized this incredible day. I'm very grateful and honored to be here speaking on a day of peace, and I beg your indulgence to begin my comments with words about war. About 15 years ago, I had the opportunity to lead a group of college students to Ukraine, and we were in the city of Kiev, the capital, and we were in a park there called Babi Yar. And Babi Yar is a large park, think like Central Park in New York, in the middle of Kiev, and it's also the site of a tremendous massacre. During World War II, some 30,000 Jewish people were killed in that park over 2 days. So it's a huge park, and it's also a mass grave. And as I stood there, I was probably 27 or 28 years old, with my group of college students, one of them asked me, so if we had been a youth group then, and you had been our leader then, what would you have had us do? And it was a hard question then, and it's a hard question now. I gave an answer that I was unsatisfied with then, and I remain unsatisfied with, even though I don't know what other answer to give. I thought about what it would have been to be surrounded by armies who wished nothing but my death. And I said to my students that I could only imagine leading us to fight and die, so that we would at least die with some honor rather than simply be slaughtered. It was, as I said, a deeply unsatisfying answer, but I don't know what other answer to give. I mention this not, God forbid, to justify violence, but to say, I come here to speak of violence and speak of peace, and I know that the greatest humiliation I've faced in the last few weeks, few months, is having to buy a used car that was slightly more used than I had hoped. I don't know the experience of fearing for my life, of fearing an enemy who wishes me dead, of fearing humiliation and hunger and poverty. And so, to come and speak of peace, yes, by all means, let's have peace. We should have peace. But I want to share a teaching from my tradition that perhaps illuminates a way towards peace. From Derech Eretz Zuta, which is part of the Talmud, Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, Al shlosha dvarim ha'olam kayam, al hadin va'al ha'emet va'al ha'shalom. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, a sage from the 2nd century, says the world is maintained by 3 things: by justice, by truth, and by peace. But one of his colleagues, Rabbi Muna, says to him, Shloshtan dvar achad hen. Those 3 things are one. Na'aseh hadin, na'aseh ha'emet, na'aseh shalom. When you make truth, you make justice, you make peace. And he goes on to say, Kol makom sheyesh mishpat, yesh shalom. Every place that has justice has peace. V'kol makom sheyesh shalom, yesh mishpat. And every place that has peace has justice. So, as we head into 2016, I'm mindful of all of the social ills that Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi mentioned at the beginning, and the challenges we face as a community and as a planet. So yes, by all means, let us pursue peace. But let us sow justice and let us reap justice in 2016. Let us sow truth and reap truth in 2016. And let us sow peace and let us reap peace in 2016. May it be a year of truth and justice and peace for all of us and for the whole planet. Amen.